Hi there, it's Simon Lewis here again with some easy peasy technology tips for schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the things that people have been talking about a lot over the last week is how to video conference with your class, or how to have virtual staff meetings, or how to connect with people face to face. And there's lots of different options out there, but the one that most people are talking about is an app called Zoom. And the reason why people are are looking at Zoom is because of its price, which is generally which is free, which is best price for anything, and particularly for schools. What they've also done, their basic package, which basically allows you to have virtual meetings. You can have on the free package. Normally, you would have only up to 40 minutes, which is actually plenty of time if you're talking to children or having a meeting. It actually stops your meeting going over 40 minutes. To be honest with you, so it's probably fine. But they have lifted that on request. So if you sign up to a basic package, you can have unlimited time for free. I said I'd just show you very, very quickly how you can host a meeting and how to tell people about it. You'll need to have signed up, and signing up is very easy. It is free, so just follow that, and within about 10 seconds of typing, you will be signed up. I'm going to sign into my account. Now, I've signed in with Google, my Google account, my school account, and I've already scheduled a meeting for my ISM team tomorrow at this time of the recording. And that's where I'm going to really start. Whenever you get into Zoom, there isn't a huge amount that you need to be able to that you need to do. And what I would suggest is you schedule meetings. You let people know beforehand, and to do that, you will go on to, as soon as you log in, this is what you'll see. So our meeting tomorrow is going to take place, and it's got an ID, and that's really important because that's the thing you're going to be sharing with people. So basically, to schedule a new meeting, you click schedule a new meeting, as you would expect, and you just fill in the details. So in this case, we could have I don't know, sixth class meeting. So this is if you were meeting your sixth class, a time to check in. So this could be a weekly meeting you'd have with your sixth class kids to say, see how they're getting on, and so on. So a time to check in. So you might have that. Let's say we'll just pick a date, any random date. Look, 10 o'clock on the 22nd of March seems as good as enough for me. An hour is what's there, but you could schedule that for maybe a little less. So let's go with 45 minutes. Now, remember, it has a 40-minute time limit unless you apply. So you can apply, and I'll share the link underneath this video for you to show you how you can apply to get on to lift that 40-minute limit if you need it. You might not need it. You might have that recurring. I don't know I don't think that's really a good idea in our case. And a meeting ID. Can be generated automatically, or it can be personally. I'm leaving generated automatically. Will they need a password? I'm not going to do that, just for ease of use. You might require a password, let's say for a private meeting. Let's say you had a post holders meeting or an ISM meeting, sorry, is that what they're called now? You might need a password, but you can do that, and you can set a password there. You can then set whether people have their videos on while this is on. I would suggest for the host, unless you really don't like your face on camera, to switch it on, but for participants to switch it off. And the reason for switching participants off is if you have quite a lot of children, it takes up a lot of bandwidth. And as we know in Ireland, our broadband isn't amazing, and particularly when a lot of devices are on at the moment, we want to decrease the bandwidth as much as possible. However, for small meetings, video is fine. Audio, just choose computer audio. I don't think telephone audio is available in Ireland yet. And then the final things here are enable to join before the host. So if you have the meeting on at 11 o'clock and this is ticked, and just something happens in your house, because a lot of us will have families, and it might be 11:02 before you get there. This will allow people to join from 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock in this case, or whatever the time is. I would always select mute participants upon entry. That means that they can't speak into their microphones when they're in there. They can't be heard. This can help avoid embarrassing situations where you have about 10 people looking at one person struggling with the microphone going, is this on? Is this on? And so on. So mute people on entry. You can have a waiting room if you want. I don't think that's really necessary. And I would always record your meetings if you can. I mean, unless you don't have to. So people who can't make it to the meeting can watch the meeting afterwards. And once you do that, you click save, and basically what will happen is you've got your meeting. There's its ID. You invite people. So basically what you can do is you click down here. This is where people will go to. That's the address. copy the invitation. So this is all you need to do is copy this here. Now my suggestion is all you would do is copy this, and then you just email that to the participants. So let's say it's a meeting for your 6th class children. You might put that on a Google Classroom if you have Google Classroom. Maybe it's a whole school assembly. You might put this up on your something like Aladdin, or on your Facebook page. Say that we're having a whole school assembly at 11. That's what we do every Friday in my school. Or if you're having an ISM meeting, you send it to your colleagues, or a staff meeting, send it to your colleagues, and you just send it, and that is it. On the day of the meeting, all you do is you come back to your page, your meetings page, and you'll see that your meeting is here, and you can basically start your meeting by clicking start. Once you click start, everything is fairly self-explanatory. You'll just follow any prompts that are there, and your meeting could start. It's as simple as that. I think the great thing about Zoom is it is simple. There's very little work to be done. There's me on the screen, and I can join with computer audio. I can test my things and all that kind of stuff. So it's as simple as that. I'm going to close that up because I don't want to start my meeting and end that meeting. I'm going to leave it, and that is really it. I've had a lot of requests to do some work on Google Classroom, so I'm going to do some videos on that over the coming days. Listen, that's it really. I think we're zoom.us is where to start. Hope it's been useful, and I'll talk to you again in the coming days. Thanks a million. Bye bye.